Indeed, we've not been short of any challenges this year. You mentioned the very strong Swiss franc, about a 10% depreciation towards the dollar, towards many currencies. You mentioned the tariffs. Very glad that now it's not 39%, but 15%, but still quite a substantial increase. Cocoa was at 3 times the normal price level, which is just crazy and unseen. Now it's come down to only plus 50, 60%, still a major challenge for us. And so we're so happy to see that the consumers keep indulging, keep loving Swiss fresh chocolate. And frankly, I'm very, very proud of our 2,500 employees for going with us through all these challenges.
If we take a look at your business performance, it seems as though you've been defying some of the trends here, some of the more difficult challenges, because 2025, you're seeing revenue growth of roughly 20%. You're expecting the same for next year. What are you seeing?
Yes, we've been able to, I think, double the company in the last 5 years by doing quite an impressive like-for-like growth in our stores, and then, of course, by adding stores to 250 boutiques now in 28 countries. So I'm amazed myself how well the customers react to our fresh Swiss chocolate and like to indulge in them.
Talk to me a little bit more about the consumer. You have more than 250 stores globally. You've been on a big expansion drive. You've been opening stores aggressively, I believe more than 50 alone this year. Where are you seeing pockets of strength? Where are you seeing pockets of weakness in the world?
Yes. So overall, I would say the economy is the most challenging still in China with the whole real estate crisis. And we're seeing parts of that as well. Although we're growing there, we're making money. So I'm very proud of the team also in China. Then I hear from retailers in Europe that there's some weaknesses. We ourselves do not see this in our figures. We keep growing like for like in all of the European markets, and very happy to see also a double-digit growth like for like in our US stores. So it's very encouraging, and people seem to love our fresh Swiss chocolate.
Let's stick with the US, because obviously August 1st was a big shock, not just for you, but for the rest of the Swiss industry. Can I ask you, how big has the impact been when it comes to the U.S. sales numbers, given that you produce exclusively here in Switzerland?
Yeah, we produce exclusively in Switzerland. I think like Swiss watches, consumers do want Swiss chocolates to be made in Switzerland, so we handcraft them here. What helps us is that a big part of our value chain is, however, in the United States, with 55 stores, with 550 great employees. So we do not pay tariffs on that, but of course on the price that we export. So because of that, because also of cocoa prices rising because of depreciation of the Swiss franc, we did have to do a minor price increase in summer, but we did not pass on everything. And now that tariffs have come down to 15%, I think we're in a good place.
Tariffs have come down, but also cocoa prices have come down, and you were able to pass on a lot of these price increases. That must mean now that some of the prices have come down, your margins must be looking pretty healthy?
So as a family-run business, we're in it for the long term. So we never pass on all of the price increases for this very reason, because we know that things will normalize. They have not. Cocoa is still 60% higher. Tariffs is still at 15%. But now we get by, and we're in it for the long term.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Have you ever thought during the couple of weeks and months when the tariff rate was actually at 39% and exporting into the U.S. was incredibly disadvantageous, did you ever think about opening up production sites in the U.S.?
Never. And I think, frankly, consumers want Swiss chocolates to be made in Switzerland, like Swiss watches should be made in Switzerland. And we're having so many tourists visiting us here at the House of Läderach, being fascinated with that. I think they would be disappointed if we made that part in the U.S. However, of course, a big part of our value chain is in the U.S. We've invested in 8 store openings this year. We will open 10 more stores in the next year, which will put us to almost 70 stores. I think next year we'll have 700 employees. So we are investing massively in the United States, but at the front half of the value chain of Läderach.
How are you feeling about the volatility that we've seen in cocoa prices? You said they're still markedly higher than a couple of years ago. You're passing on some of the price increases, but how are you managing that volatility? And are you maybe replacing the cocoa content in your chocolates?
Never. So my brother, who's the world chocolate master, he does all the innovation. He's categorically against touching any recipe. And I think that's what we owe to our consumers in the premium or luxury chocolate segment. What is our huge advantage is that we handcraft our products. We don't just put them through machines. So what's much more important for us than cocoa is the labor cost here in Switzerland. And it's pricey, but that one does not fluctuate so much and does not increase as fast as cocoa has. So comparatively speaking to more industrial competitors, it has even arguably helped us, because we're manufacturing our products and not putting them through machines.
Mm-hmm. Johannes, finally, let's talk about innovation. That's crucial for any manufacturer of chocolate, obviously. We've seen a huge trend on social media, but also in the stores when it comes to the Dubai-style chocolate. You were probably a bit slow to adopt the trend, but you've jumped on the bandwagon. How is that going, and what kind of other innovation are you working with?
You were still one of the earliest, but we did it our style. So our iconic product are these huge, giant chocolate slabs, the Frischoki, and we did the Frischoki Dubai style. And it went through the roof and has been up there ever since. I think the Frischoki is our #2 of all the varieties worldwide, and then the dark version even a #4. So crazy to see that the Frischoki Dubai trend continuing to be high.
Are people, consumers, generally a lot more health conscious? As we see with obesity drugs and they're foregoing the higher sugar intake. Are you seeing any of that? Are you adapting to that at all?
I think it's good that people are health conscious. I certainly am. Life is all about balance, but life wouldn't be life without the indulgence as well. And that's where we come in, sharing the joy of fresh Swiss chocolate.